We will be creating Google Forms to register teachers for projects. You must first have a Google ID. I'm clicking the Sign In button, entering my Google sign-on address. This can be through Google Apps for Education, also known as Google Suite for Schools or G Suite for Schools, or it could be a public Gmail address. I'm going to drive.google.com, and in my Google Drive it would be convenient to have a folder just to store my collaborative projects. New folder. I'm going to create my own new form by choosing New, going down to the word More, over to the right, Google Forms. Google, if you haven't done this before, is going to pop up a lot of help messages. You can either click the X, or choose No Thanks, or take the tour. I'm clicking the X. The name of the form, I always start with the year the project's in, so that if I repeat it year after year, I can begin to see which form belongs to which year. So we'll call this 2017 Story Project. This is the title of the form. On the upper left-hand corner is the name of the file itself. If you click on Untitled Form, it will copy this project name as the file name as well. At this point, you've given your project a name. This is the 2017 Story Project form, and the name of the file is the same, 2017 Story Project. Next, we'll begin by adding a form description. In my case, when the story form is completed by the teacher, they will see these words. This form can be used multiple times to register classes for and then the name of the website, project. Beneath the description is the first question. It says Untitled Question. When you click on those words Untitled Question, you can type your own. I start with name of teacher participating with students to write a collaborative story. The computer was unable to guess what you'd like to have as a type of question. We would like to be a short answer. Beneath the question is a description line. You can give an example. To the right of the question, we have some choices for our form. We're going to click the plus, which adds another question type. I click the teacher's email address. That's the most convenient way to work with the teachers because I'm not in everybody's building. And this time the computer guessed that it was going to be a short answer. We'll require that. I'm not going to give any examples, so I don't need the description. And we're going to just continue going along. Sometimes when teachers type an email address, they make a typo. And if I can't guess it, I have no way of contacting them, especially if they're not in one of the schools in the Archdiocese of Newark, so I often ask for an alternate teacher's email address. And I will require that and a quick little explanation in the description. It will be a short answer. It's required. Next, I'm interested in the school name as a required field. We can sometimes have the same named school in different towns, so the town which the school is located is a requirement. In the Archdiocese of Newark, the county is going to be one of 4 choices, so I list them. It makes it easier to have consistency in the way things are spelled and capitalized. And then I'm going to click where it says Add Option. And since I offer this project outside the Archdiocese of Newark, I will add Other to the counties. This is required. The state in which the school is located is required. This is for if you're not in the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Newark, New Jersey. And this one we don't necessarily have to require that. Many times even in the Archdiocese of Newark they still write New Jersey. I could even give an addition that says or country if outside the United States, because in the long run I would love to invite Catholic schools from across the world. I added 2 questions by mistake. If you ever have a mistake, you can just click the garbage can to delete that. In this particular project, I'm matching students up by grade level, so I want to know what grade level is participating with this teacher. And again, I'm going to give a description because I only want 1 form per grade level in case I need to match somebody up 2 different grade levels of the same teacher. So I might put in the description line. Now you'll notice with the county I used the multiple choice, which has these circles. I have 2 different ways of making choices. Multiple choice means that only 1 choice is allowed. Check boxes would allow me to make multiple checks in the same question. I only want 1 grade level, so I am going to have multiple choice. And I'll just keep clicking add option until I get all the way down to the 12th grade. That's required. For my stories, I use a website called Wikispaces. I want to know if they already have a Wikispaces account and what is the username. That'll be a short answer, but I'm not going to require it because not everyone will have a Wikispaces account. I can add a description because if they don't have a Wikispaces account, I create and give out shared guest accounts. My next question is to find out if the classroom teacher would like to have her students or his students meet via Skype, Google Hangout, Facebook, or some other type of technology during the course of the project. And so we can just add yes, no, maybe automatically, or I could type yes, no, undecided. I require that. My next question, do you have a preference for how you communicate, will be a short answer. That's not required because not everybody is going to want to communicate in this way. And finally, the last question for me is statistical. I require it. In some cases, it's important to know how many students are in a given class so that I can match similar sized classes, but in this case, it's simply for informational purposes. At the top of the screen, you can click the eyeball. That will preview the form for you. It opens it up in a new window. And this is exactly how the form is going to look to the people who see it. And you'll notice that the required questions have a little red asterisk after it. And we'll close that up. And we have a couple of last setting changes to make.